Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to Throwbacks, where we talk about everything cool and retro. Coming at you live tonight, good old Uncle BJ here with some goodies from the land of Eternia, which we will be taking a look at shortly. But leading up into that glorious day, today we are going to look at Masters of the Universe King Randor, heroic ruler of Eternia. Modern posing and retro play by Mattel. And this came out in 2022. And this is what we call the Origins line. I forget why they call it that exactly. It's basically a new take on the old figures from the early 80s with much better posability and articulation, and occasionally we got some new characters thrown in. And while they did release a King Randor back in the day, this is an homage to the 2000s or 2000X show, where King Randor played a little bit bigger of a role than just sitting on his throne with his lovely bride in his pink castle, giving out wisdom to Man-at-Arms and Tila and the gang. But this one, yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks like he did in the 2000X cartoon, in the stylings of the Origin line. They can't call it Classics because Classics has already been done. Retro has already been done. I don't know. Anyway, we call it Origins, folks. And this is a very nice card. It looks like the vintage card he came on. Now you'll notice the snake up here. There was this big part of the story in the Masters of the Universe 2000X, 2002, Mike Young Productions Masters of the Universe, where they actually fought the Snake Men. They were supposed to in the original cartoon, and they never got to it, which was a shame. Now, the Rise of the Snake Men, they came out with a few action figures. I really wanted to get the Randor because he was a little different. He's pretty cool. I didn't pick up a lot of Origins because I just feel like my vintage figures are good enough. But if they came out with one that was just off screen, or just like it could have been there, could fit in with the other characters, I was definitely picking them up. And King Randor was one of those fellas. And you see also they have a Snake Tila, which we'll be looking at as well, because I had to get her. I thought she was pretty cool, and she was kind of hard to find. King Randor was not hard to find. Now, he might be now, but 2 years ago you could pretty well find him. In fact, I don't toy hunt as much as dear nephew Brad, but I don't think there's that many Origins on the pegs. Now, we do have Masterverse, which I only have a few of. This is kind of more my wheelhouse, the older style figures. And I almost hate to open it up because it does come on a beautiful unpunched card with nice artwork. But you know what? That's all fine and dandy. Today, we're going to open it up because I have a lot of things to say about this figure. Well, maybe I do. Alright, he comes out of it. The one cool thing about this package, it's got little scales on it. Because, Snake Men. Haha. Alright. Yeah, what else does he come in here? He comes with a comic book. He comes right out. Now, this is how I remember all my Masters of the Universe cards, because I would open them, like, as soon as, we get in the car. I wouldn't even be home yet. I'd be like, here it is. Anyway. Alright, comes with, I guess, instructions, in case you've never held an action figure in your hand before. Like, this is the head, and I guess it's, it tells you can take it apart, basically. But, most kids figure that out real quick. And the Serpent Siege comic, which we'll take a look at real quick. I'm not going to read it, but I will try to hold it still enough if you guys want to do a little pause action and read it yourself, because, you know, why not? You probably get to read this before I will. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Nice little artwork. Can't read this without my cheaters on, but looks nifty. Got a lot of stuff and things happening. Alright. So, I don't know if I should say spoiler alert, because I don't know who read that or who didn't. But we're not here for that. We're here for King Randor, the ruler of Eternia. You know, it's worth pointing out, when I was a kid, I never could quite figure out if Eternia was the whole planet or like just a country, because it seemed like everywhere they went on the planet, there was also like little nations and tribes of critters and dudes and whatnot that had their own kings and such. And I thought, well, maybe Randor is just, you know, like the king of, I don't know, the human part of Eternia, I guess. I don't know. And he's a little stiff right out of the package. He does not have that action that we're used to, where, you know, with most He-Man figures, you kind of draw them back and they're like, you know, they punch. He does not have that, and that's fine. But he does have some nice articulation. And he comes with a plastic cape. It is not soft goods. And that's fine with me. And we'll get into that too here in a second. Alright, he comes with his staff or scepter, whatever that is. It's kind of cool. And he holds it just fine. Alright, he stands just fine. He looks the part. That's what he looks like. Kind of looks like, I don't know, Russell Crowe or somebody maybe back in the day. I don't know. He doesn't look like Burger King, which is cool. Because when I was a kid, I could have swore King Randor was just Burger King. And I'll show you why here in a second. Here is, now, quick funny story. You know, I like to do comparisons. And a lot of times I forget that I have the vintage figure and I don't pull him out. But I do have vintage Randor. And when I pulled him out, his freaking leg just came right off because he's old, folks. Vintage figures fall apart eventually, especially He-Man figures, because their legs right here, they're just held on with little crappy rubber bands. And what do rubber bands do over time? They rot. And just like his cape, you can see right there, the little clasp in the front has come loose. And he does look like Burger King. But, you know, I was happy to get this figure. I had him when I was a kid, actually. It was kind of hard to find back then. I was just a little disappointed they didn't make Queen Marlena, you know, because he didn't have his babe to, you know, sit on the throne next to. But there he is, next to his modern self. And I think it's a good homage to him. You can see the likeness. They, you know, not that He-Man figures looked all that different from one another. But he looks like he did in this cartoon, and he looks like he did in, not really the cartoon, but kind of a hodgepodge of a more heroic, I'm gonna get off this throne and whoop your butt kind of Randor. Other than the Filmation version that just kind of wore pajamas and, you know, just was a more like chill dad kind of dude. And let me show you real quick. He did... I just picked him up and like his leg fell off. I was like, come on. So, and then his cape is about to come off. It's just kind of stuck on there, which I'm not going to mess with. But we're not here about him. This is vintage Randor. Let me put him away now. Now, King Randor from this modern day and age looks pretty cool. And see, here he is with He-Man. What else do I have over here? That may be my only other Motu figure I have laying about. But let's see. Here he is with Zorana from G.I. Joe. Let's see. Here he is with Black Star. John Blackstar, if you're nasty. And, let's see. Who else do I have? Oh, wait, huh? There he is with my boy Egon from the Ghostbusters. He did not want to stand very well for some reason. And let's see. Here he is with Star Killer from Star Wars. And there he is. King Randor, ruler of Eternia. Yes, Eternia. Hopefully we'll be looking at that in the next day or two. But until then, you can bet your bottom dollar that he's going to be involved in that. Sitting on a throne or looking out from a window or a tower or whatever. Whatever they got in there. I just noticed he's got like a little weird armored leg. That's cool. But anyway, King Randor. Did you guys find this guy? Did you see him on pegs? Did you have to wait to order him again from Entertainment Earth or BBTS or anywhere? Or did you just find him at Ollie's like many of these other Motu figures? Let me know. What do you think? But until we get to Eternia, right now we're just gonna throw one back, and we will see ya.